Hey everyone, I'm back real quick to show you the cupcakes that I made in my last video. Um, so here's what they look like. They smell amazing. I've just made, almost done making a frosting. And remember, I doubled the recipe, so I'm going to tell you what's in here. Um, so 1/4 of a cup, so half a cup of whipping cream, which I did. 12 drops of stevia drops or stevia glycerin. I used this stuff right here. This is pure organic liquid stevia extract. I just did 2 quick squirts and it worked just fine. It smells really good. 1/4 of a cup, so half a cup of butter, half a teaspoon, so 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/4 of a teaspoon, so half a teaspoon of xanthan gum. I used cornstarch and it works just fine. Half an ounce, so 1 ounce of cream cheese, and 2 tablespoons, so 4 tablespoons of powdered low carb sweetener, which we're actually going to make that. I haven't had the cream cheese yet, so we're going to do that now. And again, it calls for, first actually, you have to mix together the stevia, the butter, and the heavy cream and boil it. And then after that, you add the xanthan gum or cornstarch and the vanilla. And now we're going to add the cream cheese. So 1 tablespoon. So make a little mark of where it is. Just that. Okay. There we go. So 1 tablespoon cream cheese. And it is softened. So we're gonna go ahead and mix in the cream cheese. It's gonna take a good sec because it's softened, but we're mixing it into like a pretty thin substance because we haven't added powdered sugar in yet. We're just going to help thicken this. So we need to use a powdered low carb sweetener, which I couldn't find one, so we're going to make one with the recipe that I actually found about a year ago, maybe a little more over a year ago, for normal powdered sugar. But we're going to use the same recipe, only we're going to use stevia instead of sugar. This is already starting to thicken more than it was before because of the cream cheese. It smells amazing. Okay. This next part, if you can find powdered sweetener, like powdered, oh my goodness, if you can find powdered stevia or if you can find powdered Splenda, I would do this instead. Or I would use that instead of making your own, because making your own, it's not hard, but it is like complex. It does take some work. Well, not really. Like, it's just a lot involved in making such a small amount. All right, and this calls for 2 tablespoons, but again, we're doubling, so we're going to use 4 tablespoons, which is basically just a 1/4 cup. You're going to need a blender, you're going to need cornstarch, and you're going to need your stevia. So for 1 cup of sugar, you would use a teaspoon of cornstarch. We're using a 1/4 of a cup, so you only need a 1/4 of a teaspoon. Okay. Here's 1/4 of a cup, guys. When you use this, when you use stevia, it's like, it's so powdered already but I want it more powdered than this because I'm looking for a pretty like close consistency to actual frosting. And stevia isn't really powdered enough for what I'm looking for. Okay. Okay. So there we go. That in there. 1 tablespoon of cornstarch is 9 carbs. So a teaspoon is 3. Half a teaspoon would be 1.5. A fourth would be 3/4 of a carb. So you really don't even need to count that much. That much with this. No, I haven't done this way. Um, I've made like, oh, well, it worked. Yeah, it does look different. Looks like powdered sugar now. Okay, that in there. Just put that aside for now. And you're gonna mix in your powdered sugar or powdered stevia or whatever you want to call it. So this is not as thick as I prefer my frosting to be. It's a little thin, so you can't really pipe this onto the cupcake. You'd have to like spread it on with like a spoon or something. So I think I'm gonna add a little bit more cornstarch to this just to help thicken it. So these cupcakes, the recipe that I used said that they're only 2 carbs, but I'm going to, since I used the cornstarch, I did not use a sugar-free vanilla extract, it's 3 carbs. But again, that's only for 1 cupcake. So you can have like 2 cupcakes and only have like 6 carbs. So like if it's late, you've only had 10 carbs that day, go ahead and eat 3 of these things. They have almost no sugar, they have very low carb, they have high fat, they have high protein because of what we used in these. So literally, go nuts. Go ahead, get what you want, eat what you want, like as many of these as you want. You can have 3 of these, and then that's 19 calories for the day. That's less than 20, which is what some people try to do when you've been doing this for a while. You try to get down to 20 carbs because your body gets used to burning 27 or 27 to 30. So I try to stay under 27 carbs. As a man, I can have 27, but I don't want to go over my carb count. Even if it's by accident, it's still a problem. Okay, so this is actually, like, the more you stir it, the thicker it gets. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook this up to my KitchenAid and use the whisk attachment. Guys, it smells so good. I'm going to taste it, actually. Guys, it tastes like frosting. Like it's a little bitter, but I think that's because of the stevia that we used. It's not bad. It's okay. Where's my coconut? I'm gonna add some coconut to this. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of coconut flakes to the frosting. There's 2 tablespoons. Wow, that helped thicken it too. So it helped thicken it, and it's gonna help with the flavor. So it has like a little bit of like a bitter aftertaste, but I think, yeah, has a little bit of a bitter aftertaste. I don't know what it's getting that from, probably stevia, but you can fix that with more vanilla too. But you're not going to want to use so much of this since it's already pretty thin. Just half a cupful is what I'm using. It's like a fourth of a teaspoon. And then we're going to add a pinch of salt. That's the tiniest bit of salt. Yeah, much better. When you add that vanilla and that salt, cuts through that bitterness, makes it sweeter. So now it's pretty thick. So that means that we can go ahead and put this on our cupcakes. I'm trying to figure out the best way to put these on. Should I spoon them on? Should I use like a bag and like squeeze it? I think I'm just gonna like spoon them on and then spread them. And guys, they come pretty good off the paper. It's not taking like half the cupcake off because we spread our cupcake liners. So, let's see how this works. There we go. Not the prettiest, but at least they're keto, and they should taste, you know, fine. I'm just going to use a tablespoon for each. So again, only 3 carbs. If you use the actual recipe like I did talk about in my last video, then there are only going to be 2 carbs each. But mine are a little bit more decadent. I'm going to try this one on camera because, so yeah. All right. Wow. That's really good. So I also make when I'm going to make these again. I think I'm just going to spend the money and get the coconut extract because you can taste the coconut, but it's not that strong coconut flavor that I want. Or I might use like lemon or something to go with the coconut. But let's see what else. It's not dry. You're not gonna like this, but it is a flavor you have to get used to. It takes a minute to get used to that flavor. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the flavor's a little off, but all my ingredients are fresh. I mean, you're using stevia to make these. That's just, you're using stevia. Like, there's not much more to that. So other ways that you can do recipes and make them quote unquote healthier, which these are healthier cupcakes, obviously, because they're low carb. They have almost no sugar. Um, and if so, let's say you're trying not to use so much fat, right? Let's say fat is all you're worried about. You don't want to use so much fat when you bake. You can fix that problem by using a banana or half a banana in place of an egg, using a fourth of a cup of applesauce in replace of an egg. You can use, and that's the only two low-fat options, though, that you really have. If you are looking to, um, if you're worried about the sugar, you can use the stevia. Um, Again, you're gonna get a little bit of like that bitter flavor if you use stevia, but again, it's what we have on hand. That's all I could find. um, if you're worried about the carbs, you can use again, like you can use um, the flax egg. Eggs don't have many carbs at all, but no, yeah, flax seeds have zero. Hmm. If you're worried about what other health things are wrong with cupcakes, um, if you're worried, oh wait, I already said so the carb, yeah, just use coconut flour or almond flour. Um, and again, the flaxseed egg, or but if you're worried about the carb and you're try to do low carb, low fat, don't use a banana, because a banana does have a lot of carbs in it, which is why I didn't use banana for this recipe. If I was not doing low carb, probably wouldn't be making these cupcakes. I'd be making normal coconut cupcakes with banana, but not doing that. Um, Almost done. If you're worried about fat, also, don't use milk. Instead, you can use almond milk. Um, of course, it will be a little different, but again, it's what you would expect from a low-fat recipe. If you're looking to add more flavor with less sugar, with like not adding sugar, go ahead and add the coconut flakes, the unsweetened. They're sweet enough as it is, and they add flavor. I'm trying to make these look somewhat presentable. You know what? Wait a second. Okay. So there you go. They look rustic when you roll them in coconut. They look a little bit rustic, which if you want them to look rustic, you don't have to like really do well with the frosting. So since this frosting is hard to work with, and I didn't do that well with it, just put coconut on it, and then they look like that. No one will notice like the messed up, the messed up frosting. I used a little. I used a little under a tablespoon, as you guys saw, for for these cupcakes for the frosting. Remember, I doubled the recipe. Um, Remember also you can use Splenda, and you can make Splenda powdered too. So go ahead and use any frosting recipe that you want. Like it's fine. It's really not gonna it's not gonna do much, you know? But no, today was a pretty good day. No one was home, you know. One roommate is off in another part to the sea with his quartet, and the other one, I'm not sure where he is. He hasn't been home all day. But I got up to make this frosting. Well, I took a shower, made the frosting, and then I was gonna make breakfast. I was making an omelet. I didn't burn anything, but there was a lot of smoke, and I set off the smoke alarm. The smoke alarm went on for like 5 minutes. Okay, so coconut is almost done. I have one more cupcake, and this looks like just enough. All right, so there we go. Cupcakes are done. We have 11 because I made 12. Hmm. One other way that you can make keto friendly is get like organic like peanut butter or organic almond butter, melt it, put some dark like 96, 97% dark chocolate in it, and then put some of this in there, mix it, put it on a sheet, and just let it cool. No baking required. It's really easy, really simple, really good. Really, like they're decadent. It tastes really good. I've had them before. They're great. You can also add like macadamia nuts in them and like make like a coconut macadamia chocolate peanut butter cookie. And that's all that's in those four ingredients. So yeah. Um, these are really good. They taste great. They're only 3 carbs. Like these cupcakes are 3 carbs. This is great. This is only 1 carb because it's 3 carbohydrates and 1 gram of fiber. So it's 2 carbs per. So 1 tablespoon is 1 carb. So you can add this to really anything you want. 3 carbs. Just think about that. 3 carbs. If you make them the way recipe says, it's 2. They didn't really roll coconut on them. Is this organic? This is organic. By the way, I got all this stuff at Walmart. Like this was cheap at Walmart. This organic coconut. So like ingredients, organic coconut flakes. That's it. That's all that's in here is organic coconut flakes that they dried. It's great. Again, try to find xanthan gum because cornstarch, like it is high in carb. I know we didn't use much, but still. Um, but if you use this right here, like use it. What I would do is use xanthan gum for like what it calls for, and then you can use this to make the powdered stevia or the powdered Splenda or powdered erythritol or whatever you want to use. I use stevia because that's what I have on hand. I didn't have erythritol. I didn't have Splenda. I only had stevia. stevia and cornstarch. So that's all for this recipe. These cupcakes are not bad. They look good. They taste okay. Not what I was hoping for, but you know, it's what it is. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon.